May 13th, 2020. Howie's 70th birthday trading cards and Dancing with the Stars. Since January 28th, I'd been tentatively planning a surprise party for Howie with all of his best friends, but in recent days we realized there was no way anyone was going to be able to travel due to COVID-19, now breaking 4 million cases worldwide and a third of them here in the US. Instead, they are going to wear funny hats on a Zoom meeting, and I'm making cookies. People started buying our trading cards yesterday. We are supposed to sign a pile of them because the way these cards work is you pay $7.99 for a card, but you might get one of the few that are autographed by Howie and me by chance. I think we have to sign 400 of them. Leaf's supplier paid us $8,000 to do it, so that's easy money. We are structuring the licensing deals that are specific to us rather than the sanctuary to pay us directly. We have to pay tax on it, but then we can use 100% of the net on lobbying, whereas the sanctuary's percentage is going to drop as it can only be about 5% of our budget, and we are cutting our expenses drastically due to the virus. On April 6, 2020, I got this email from Dina Katz saying, "I am the co-executive producer of Dancing with the Stars. Do you think she would be interested in talking to me?" And they always talk to me in the third person, like they don't believe I answer my own emails. "Do you think she would be interested in talking to me and the network executives about the possibility of her being on the show? No strings attached, just for us to explain it in more detail. A discussion of the show, etc. We are back on the air this fall. Please let me know your thoughts. Thanks, Deanna Katz, Talent Central Work." I declined. Yesterday, she tried again, and I told her she could pitch the idea to me. She called and discussed it at length, saying how much she loved that I speak up for animals and that she was on the call with her dog in her lap. I told her I didn't think I'd still be a star in September, but she said I had no idea how lasting this would be and that they really want me on the show. I told her I'd consider it, but can't do it if COVID-19 is still wreaking havoc, because I can't be in close contact with a trainer and then flying back and forth to California and being in a ballroom with 800 viewers because Howie and Jamie are at high risk. This is what she emailed back. "It was so great to speak to you today. As I said, we would be honored to have you on our show this upcoming season of Dancing with the Stars. Here is a link to the season opener of last season for you to get an idea of the show. Here is a little bit more about our show and the offer for you to participate. For 15 years, Dancing with the Stars has proven itself to be a cultural and ratings sensation. Averaging 12 million viewers each week over the past year, Dancing with the Stars has held its place as the most watched show of the non-scripted genre. The celebrities who have participated on the show agree that the challenge and enjoyment of being part of the show is unlike any other project. In addition to the personal growth our cast experiences, the amount of goodwill and the publicity that being on Dancing with the Stars brings our celebrities is truly exceptional." Below is some general information about the upcoming season. We announce our cast live on Good Morning America in New York City in September. Training for our 29th season will begin around September 1st, 2020. This training is flexible and can take place in Florida or wherever you are at any time. Dancing with the Stars will air from Los Angeles live on Monday nights for 9 weeks starting on September 28th, 2020. Our finale is November 23rd, 2020. It may extend for a week or two into December, as schedules may shift a bit in the next month at the network. Compensation is blank, because I told them I would not share that, for the rehearsal period, first 2 weeks on the air, and the finale. Starting week 3, those still in the competition will be paid an additional sum for each week they remain on the show, with the possibility of earning blank for those who make it into the finals. Dancing with the Stars is favored nations. If the show goes 10 or 11 weeks, obviously more compensation will be added, and then she broke down per the week. We hope you will seriously consider becoming part of Dancing with the Stars phenomenon. I promise you will have the time of your life and will learn how to dance. Please contact me with any questions about this offer. I can always be reached on my cell. Best, Dina Katz, co-executive producer, Dancing with the Stars. Binge TV has been selling some of our tees with a cute image of a tiger and a cub wearing sunglasses with a reduction of my tagline, "Hey, cool cats and kittens." It's a great graphic, but I don't know what their distribution is. Bonnie Bruder said it will generate $25,000 to $50,000, but we will see. Since May 8th, we've been working with Phil to create Carole Baskin and Howard Baskin bobblehead dolls, of all things. This is part of the exchange that we gave final approvals yesterday on the dolls and the audio clips. Hi, Carole and Howard. Thanks for the message. As you probably know, there is interest in all of the people featured in the Tiger King documentary, with you at the top of that list. We were thinking of a bobblehead of you with your name on the base that played Hey All You Cool Cats and Kittens with the press of a button. We can include up to 3 sound clips, so you could even include a personal message to people. We can mock up a rendering, which can be changed until you love it. We can include a tiger as part of the bobblehead if you would like. The box is also completely customizable with pictures and text, so it would make for a great item for all of your supporters, donors, and even government officials. We could include Big Cat Rescue logo on the bobblehead as well if you would like. In terms of economics, we make it really simple, and we give you blank every time one of them sold. You could purchase them at wholesale for $12.50 each, delivered, and there would be no requirement or commitment for you to buy any since we're confident they would sell. We also expect to be able to generate significant positive press attention for the bobblehead when it's released. We also think a bobblehead of Howard would do well with the biggest Tiger King fans and supporters out there and would be willing to do the same arrangement. Let me know your thoughts/questions. Thank you, Phil Scholar, co-founder and CEO of National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Meanwhile, Howie has been in negotiations with people in the UK and Europe who want to do a whole line of clothing, mugs, etc., featuring me or endorsed cat print ladies wear. He's been hammering out territories and rights, and I told him he should restrict it by designs instead. We don't want to limit ourselves to one design. If a better one comes along, and figuring out territories and what constitutes their license rights, it's a nightmare. He dismissed the idea, but then spoke to an agent Marshall Toplansky suggested, who represents Pepsi and NBA, I think, who said that is how it should be structured. At least Howie remembered that it had been my suggestion and said so during our jacuzzi talk last night. He admitted that he had dismissed my suggestion, but now thought it was right. I couldn't help but add, quote, because a man said it, unquote. I said it teasingly, but I've been dealing with so much misogyny that I just blurted it out. I wish I hadn't. He seemed to consider it momentarily, but I wouldn't want to insult him when he's been the least obnoxious male in my life to date. I think his superior intellect makes it hard for him to consider what anyone says if he thinks differently. Clearly, though, even if it's hard, he does manage. The attorneys who arranged the trading card deal pitched us yesterday on a slot machine deal, and I gave their names and contact information. They have represented Adobe, Costco, Jimmy John's, and Jiffy Lube, and a host of sports stars I've never heard of. Their idea was a Tiger King-themed slot machine, and apparently these things have changed since I was last in a casino. Now they are like a giant flat-screen iPads where you put in $100 and get 100 pulls of the lever, which is actually just touching the screen. They said that today's machines have a storyline and amazing graphics and multiple levels of play like video games. We don't want to be lumped in with the bad guys from Tiger King, and told them there would have to be some way of differentiating us from the animal abusers. We also don't want to see Joe profiting from trying to kill me and from exploiting Katz's whole career, and let them know that we would garnish any funds he made from it. James suggested they could do it contractually by saying the first part of Joe's income pays off his debt to us. Howie said that's over $1 million, and they said they thought they could easily generate that much money, and maybe as much as $5 million. We tried not to let our surprise show. I suggested that if they sincerely want to set us apart from Joe Exotic, Bhagavan Antal, and others, then our faces need to be the only winning ones. We will see if they agree to that. Naturally, our storyline will be ending cub handling, phasing out private possession of big cats, and saving them in the wild so that this can have a positive impact. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.